Nope, 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 nope.
Sunshineable was out in the woods, filming a fun TikTok video to showcase her outfit, when something chilling happened.
Oh gosh, it's cold. The camera stand won't stay. Nope, 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 nope.
As she danced and twirled, her camera unknowingly captured a dark, shadowy figure lurking in the background, covered in black fur, watching her intently. Before she could even process what she'd seen, the figure quickly vanished into the trees. Panicking, Sunshineable snatched up her phone and bolted, heart racing. Some believe the mysterious figure could be a juvenile Bigfoot, while others think it's just someone in a costume playing a prank. Given Sunshineable's reputation for creating authentic, unstaged content, many are left wondering, is this an eerie encounter caught on camera, or just another trick of the woods? The truth remains a mystery. While hiking with their dog through a quiet forested trail, this person stumbled upon something downright chilling. A misty figure silently floating in the middle of a narrow cave. It wasn't moving, just hovering. No sound, no breeze. Just that eerie presence staring back through the fog. Was it a spirit? A trick of the light? Or something far more sinister? What was that figure doing there? And why did it feel like it was waiting for them? Before we jump into the next encounter, I just want to take a moment to thank and congratulate all of you. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers. We are working harder than ever to bring you the scariest and most entertaining hiking encounters out there. Our goal? To take this channel to the top, and nothing's gonna stop us. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and enjoy the rest of the show. When we hit 10,000, a few lucky subscribers will get a surprise. Just make sure you're subscribed and have liked the video. Want a better chance to win? Drop a comment with your thoughts on the clips. Now let's dive back into the video. This person was out on their usual walk. Nothing unusual, just a quiet route they pass daily, including a massive old tree they've walked by countless times. But last Thursday, something felt off. They suddenly heard a deep, low growling echo from the trees, followed by the rustling of thick bushes. That's when they spotted it. A massive dark figure, easily 7 to 8 feet tall, just standing there. As soon as they reached for their phone to snap a picture, the thing bolted. No warning, no hesitation. It was gone in a flash. Creepy, right? But here's where it gets even weirder. The very next day, this person returned to the same trail, hoping to catch another glimpse. Instead, they found the massive tree, the same one they always passed, completely bent and twisted as if something with immense force had mangled it overnight. There hadn't been a storm, no strong winds, nothing that could have done that. Was it a message? A warning? Could this be Bigfoot marking its territory? Or maybe something worse? What was that towering figure hiding in the shadows? Was it truly Bigfoot? Or something far more terrifying? This person was hiking deep in the wilds of West Virginia when they stumbled upon something downright chilling, a massive footprint, embedded in the dirt, far larger than any normal humans. They snapped a photo and sent it to me, clearly shaken. It wasn't just the size that was disturbing, it was the eerie stillness of the area, like the forest itself was holding its breath. What kind of creature could have left something like that behind? Is there something even more unexplainable roaming those woods? Let me know what you think in the comments. Was this just an elaborate prank? Or did this person accidentally cross paths with a living legend? While hiking on a quiet mountain trail for what seemed like a peaceful afternoon, until something darted across the path. A bobcat. It sprinted down the slope ahead, vanishing into the trees. Curious, they stopped, pulled out their phone, and started recording. But then, they heard it. A haunting sound echoes through the forest. At first, it faded into the distance, like whatever made it was moving away. But suddenly, it changed direction. The sound got louder, closer, and before they could make sense of it, the creature, whatever it was, turned back and started coming straight toward them. The woods went from silent to spine-tingling. While fishing in Brazil, a group of fishermen came across something truly bizarre, something they'd never seen before. At first glance, they assumed it was just some trash, maybe scraps of fabric or floating plastic. But then it moved. One of the fishermen reached in and pulled out one of the strange creatures. What he held looked eerily like a bat, but far more unsettling. So what do you think? Did they discover something real? Or is this just another internet hoax? While riding a bike through a quiet trail, this biker spotted a person in the distance, crawling across the ground. At first, he thought it was an injured animal, but as he got closer, he realized the person was human, and moving in an unsettling, almost unnatural way. No words, no sound, just the scraping of limbs against dirt. Why was this person crawling on the floor? And more importantly, what happened to him? To this day, the biker still can't shake that image from my mind. A popular outdoor enthusiast and social media hiker has been found dead after vanishing in an Arizona park. 31-year-old Hannah Moody, who inspired over 40,000 Instagram followers with her breathtaking adventures in nature, was discovered near the Gateway Trailhead of the McDowell Sonoran Preserve in Scottsdale. Friends had reported her missing after she went silent, something unusual for someone always so present online. Authorities initially tried to track her location through her phone, but those efforts failed. A search team was launched, and it was a Maricopa County Sheriff's Office air unit that ultimately spotted her body, roughly 600 feet off the main trail. Police say there's no sign of foul play or trauma, though the medical examiner will determine her official cause of death. This tragic moment serves as a quiet reminder. Be here, in the now. Moody often shared how hiking helped her reconnect with the present, grounding her when life got noisy. She did it not just because she loved nature, but because it brought her peace. And now, the community she built is mourning her sudden loss. While hiking, this couple had a chilling close call with a bear that began following them up the trail.
He's following you, babe. Hey, bear!
Hey, bear! Hey!
Holy he's following us.
Oh!
Hey!
Oh!
Hey!
Oh!
Go home!
Oh! Go!
Okay.
Okay, you guys go up there.
Oh, come on.
Don't run. Do not run. Hey!
Can we play dead now? Can we play dead?
Griffin, walk faster, please. Hey, bear! Following
He's
us.
been following us up the trail with no intention of...
Can you just give up?
Hey, bear! Hey!
Caught between fear and disbelief, They tried to stay calm, shouting, walking faster, and nervously asking if it was time to play dead. It turned out the bear had no intention to attack, but that didn't stop their adrenaline from spiking. While hiking near the railroad tracks in Mission Park, San Antonio, a man snapped a quick photo, but what he saw later left him speechless. When he reviewed the image, two mysterious figures appeared in the distance, standing eerily still. Locals have long whispered tales of ghostly children who push stalled cars off the tracks, but this was something entirely different. Confused and unsettled, unsure if he'd captured a trick of the light or something truly supernatural, he posted the photo online, and the internet hasn't stopped talking about it since. While a group of people were enjoying a casual swim, an unexpected guest slipped into the scene. Gliding just beneath the water's surface was a massive reptile. Moments later, it broke through the water, surfacing just feet away from the unsuspecting swimmers. Strangely, there was no screaming, no splashing, just stunned silence. Viewers who saw the footage initially feared the worst, assuming it was a deadly saltwater crocodile. But one eagle-eyed commenter clarified, this was an American crocodile, typically less aggressive than its fearsome cousins in Australia or Southeast Asia. Still, its eerie approach and unsettling proximity made the encounter spine-tingling. While out on a casual fishing trip, a Reddit user stumbled upon something downright bizarre and a little unsettling. Instead of finding a hermit crab nestled inside a seashell like usual, he spotted one that had made its home inside a plastic doll's head. Yeah, you read that right. Imagine walking along the beach and suddenly seeing a doll's head creeping toward you, eyes hollow, legs skittering. Not exactly your typical seaside stroll. It's the kind of thing that would make anyone take a few startled steps back. Creepy, but weirdly fascinating. Around 5 a.m., Lean stepped outside to take out the trash. As he turned back toward his secluded forest home, something near the window caught his eye. Curious and uneasy, he grabbed his camera to film until he realized he wasn't just imagining things. It was something terrifying.
5 de la mañana, salí a tirar la basura y se escucha. ¿Qué querés, hijo de puta? ¿Qué mierda es eso? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué carajo es eso? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Es eso la concha? ¡Su madre! ¡Hijo de puta!
Panic surged through Lean's chest as he bolted back inside. His heart pounded as he checked every room, every shadowy corner. But there was nothing. No trace of anyone. Whatever he saw had vanished, at least to the naked eye. Reddit user Rob Conan96 once shared a bone-chilling underwater clip that left viewers holding their breath. As he swam through the murky depths, the last thing he expected happened. A massive shark suddenly emerged from the shadows and bumped him right on the head. It was a heart-stopping moment that could have gone wrong, but luckily, he lived to tell the tale. While paying their respects at Gettysburg Cemetery, someone caught a strange movement behind a nearby tree. Curious, they snapped a quick photo, and what appeared in the image left them shaken. A shadowy figure seemed to be watching them, and the air suddenly felt heavy, almost like they weren't alone. Later, they showed the photo to a park ranger. He studied it for a moment, then said calmly, "That's a Confederate soldier on horseback." Had they captured one of Gettysburg's restless spirits still haunting the battlefield? While hiking on a fog-drenched October morning, this person had already driven past eerie graveyards and crumbling farmhouses, the kind of scenery ripped straight from a Stephen King novel. The narrow roads of those old New England towns whispered secrets as this person made their way to the trailhead, but nothing, not even the ghost town vibes, could have prepared this person for what they stumbled across in the woods. Just a few steps in, this person came face to face with an unsettling display tucked among the trees. Clothes hung weirdly. It wasn't clear what the custom was or why it was placed there, but one thing was certain. It sent a jolt straight through this person's chest. It was the kind of scene that makes you look over your shoulder and question whether you're truly alone in the woods. While hiking, this person used randonautica, and that's when things got strange. About 5 seconds into the footage, there's a chilling moment.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
Unless there's someone out on that trail right there, I don't know what the fuck that is. Another Montana's thing.
What's creeping me out? It sounds like a walkie-talkie.
I know.
A voice, barely audible, seems to whisper, "Do you wanna?" But here's the weird part: it came from deep within the woods on the left, while the only visible trail was on the right. No one was supposed to be over there. And then, right as this person begins to speak, their voice distorts. It glitches out in a way that doesn't quite sound like a normal audio malfunction. Was it just a technical glitch, or something else? Who or what was out there making that sound? Deep in the remote stretches of the Appalachian Mountains, a woman named Morgan documents her eerie, unexplained encounters. She regularly shares her experiences online. In one video, Morgan films herself exploring her family's notoriously haunted farm. Suddenly, she hears something.
Hey y'all, I'm at my family's haunted farm. I was gonna come explore with my husband today, but he couldn't get off from work because he's boring, so thought I'd bring you guys.
Hey! Hey!
Hey, it's faint, human, familiar, but something's off. It's the Appalachian, hey, a strange and unsettling phenomenon, where something deep in the woods mimics human voices. Locals believe these are mimics, supernatural entities that take on the voices and sometimes the appearances of people you trust. And in Morgan's case, they may already have. For over a century, Green Gables in Jennertown, Pennsylvania has been more than just a fine dining destination. It's also been the source of chilling ghost stories. With a long-standing reputation for being haunted, the eerie atmosphere has left more than a few employees on edge. One worker, feeling uneasy during late-night shifts, took to recording their surroundings, just in case. One night, their gut feeling proved terrifyingly accurate. Recording their surroundings, just in case. One night, their gut feeling proved terrifyingly accurate.
I don't know, I think this is where they have their weddings. There's a building. You can't really see it. There's a building over here. It's really old looking. I have no idea what it is. Oh, fabulous. So there's a fucking statue in the middle of this field. It's just a wide open field with a statue. Really big statue out here in the middle of this field. Pretty fucking creepy if you ask me. It is also raining. Yeah. Ooh, I do not like that. Some kind of a Greek looking thing, maybe? I don't fucking know. Its face is missing, so that's comforting. I don't know why its face is missing. Looks like it had a face at some point in time. It came off for some reason. And some vines crawling up it.
The camera captured something no one expected. a dark, shadowy hand brushing across a statue's waist, too far, too defined to be a trick of the light. Could it be a hoax? Maybe. But that footage still leaves us asking one question. Was it real or something else entirely? Adam was out hiking with his dad, but for a brief moment, he found himself alone on the trail. That's when it happened. A man passed him, completely out of place. He looked like he'd walked straight out of the 1980s. Full suit, slicked back hair, not a single word, just this eerie vibe. Then he saw it.
I'm not even kidding. Passed someone on the trail, like a guy. He looked like he was like from the 80s. He was wearing a full suit that like looked like he was from the 80s, and I was like, ew, I don't like that. I got a weird vibe from him. And look at what I just found. Is this not like terrifying? Should I open it?
A briefcase, sitting right where the man had been. No explanation, no note. Just there. Should I open it? He whispered, both curious and unnerved. He did. Inside was only a single item, an old weathered map dated 1989. That's it. Nothing else. But the strangest part? The man in the suit hadn't left. He was still nearby, silently watching from the trees. Was he a time traveler? A ghost? Or something even stranger? Cody had lived on his property for 22 years when he discovered a strange, dead patch of grass that sank under his mower. Curious, he dug into it and found a hidden door leading to a deep, water-filled hole, possibly an old well or storm cellar.
It's some kind of door. I've been here 22 years and this has never been here before. So I really don't know what to think about it. But about 1944 there was a old cabin here that burnt down, and it may be some kind of well or a storm cellar or something. I may dig it up if enough people show any kind of interest.
Using a 15-foot conduit stick, he couldn't touch the bottom. That night, strange noises came from beneath his house. When he investigated with a camera, what he recorded was not just eerie, it was terrifying. A group of friends had rented a remote cabin deep in the Appalachian Mountains for a peaceful weekend getaway. Surrounded by endless, shadowy woods, the spot felt like a perfect escape. One night, as they soaked in the hot tub beneath a glowing moon, a low, thunderous sound echoed from somewhere deep in the forest.
Yeah, that was a car. Who's the aliens, bro? Kaylin! I think it's a train.
Es que porque suena así a la verga.
But that's just scary. Okay, do you guys want to go inside?
No. Es que siempre no va a pasar nada, pero...
But the music and laughter quickly faded into nervous silence. Something about that sound wasn't right. Unbeknownst to them, the Appalachian woods have a long, chilling history. Mysterious vanishings, strange figures spotted between the trees, stories that locals don't like to tell after dark. Thankfully, the group left the hot tub and returned inside without incident. But that night, it still haunts their memories. One quiet evening, a man was lounging on his couch when he noticed something strange peering at him through the screen door. At first glance, he figured it might be a cow or maybe a goat. But the longer he stared, the less sense it made. The creature had no ears, its posture was all wrong. Its front half stood upright, while the back looked bent and tucked beneath it, almost as if it were kneeling. To this day, no one knows what it was, or what it wanted. This home security footage from deep in Appalachia caught something strange. And trust us, you'll want to watch it more than once.
Yeah. Because it's curious. Oh my goodness. You see the legs on that sucker? Girl, what?
It's a
Are
hornet.
You no,
It's a hornet.
When did hornets start looking like that?
Look at that.
That is not no hornet and a hornet where?
It's just...
At first, they thought it was just a hornet, but the way it moved, the shape, the shimmer, something wasn't adding up. A hornet? In broad daylight? That ain't no hornet, her friend insists. Whatever it was flew by fast, small, oddly shaped, and almost magical. Was it just an unusual bug, or did this camera accidentally catch a glimpse of something? A hiker was making their way up Gettysburg's big round top trail, enjoying the peaceful, history-soaked path. Everything felt normal until they reached the final stone wall at the summit. That's when it started. Footsteps echoed around them, matching their own pace, then stopping dead whenever they did. At first, they shrugged it off, thinking it was just sound bouncing off the rocks. But when they later checked their camera, things got even stranger. Nearly every photo was blurry, despite the camera being held steady. One image even showed a strange, shadowy figure near the wall, yet in the next picture, taken just seconds later, it was gone. Maybe it was just a trick of the light, or maybe it was something else. A group of teenagers was exploring an old, abandoned theater when they suddenly stopped in their tracks. Standing perfectly still in the shadows was a girl, silent, unmoving, and staring straight at them. For a moment, no one knew what to do. The air felt heavy. One teen cautiously stepped forward. That's when they realized she wasn't trying to scare them. She frightened herself. It looked like she had been living there, using the forgotten theater as a place to sleep. Their presence must have jolted her from a fragile peace. The moment was sobering. It wasn't a ghost story. It was real life. A young girl, alone and afraid, just trying to survive in the dark. Hopefully, she finds the help she needs because no one deserves to live in fear and silence. A man was out making late-night deliveries when something strange caught his eye by the side of the road. There, on a swing, sat a small child gently swaying back and forth in the darkness. It didn't make sense. There were no houses nearby, no lights, no reason for a kid to be out here, especially at this hour. Pulling over for a closer look. But as he stepped out of the vehicle and turned back to the swing, the child was gone. The swing still moved, creaking softly like someone had just been there. Then the air turned cold. Was it a ghost? A lost child? Or something else entirely? The man didn't wait to find out. Shaken and unnerved, he jumped back into his van and sped off into the night. While on patrol near a quiet residential area in Tennessee, a police officer snapped a chilling photo that still baffles investigators to this day. The eerie figure captured in the image bore a striking resemblance to the infamous Fresno nightcrawler, but with a twist. It appeared thicker, almost cartoonishly exaggerated in shape, unlike anything seen before. Despite numerous attempts to uncover its origin or connect it to other sightings, the mystery remains unsolved, leaving behind nothing but speculation and a haunting image no one can explain. Dan Bell paid a visit to an abandoned children's asylum, and from the moment he stepped inside, things took a dark and unexpected turn. Right off the bat, his camera battery exploded in his hands.
Shit.
But Dan, unfazed, kept filming. What his camera captured next was even more unsettling. Eerie, unexplained moments he didn't notice until reviewing the footage later. In one shot, a shadowy figure seemed to glide past a doorway. In another, an eye appeared to peek through a hole in the door, only to vanish in an instant. Then came the most chilling moment of all, a voice echoing from an empty room. Some viewers claim they heard the voice say, "Let's get him." He explained that while filming, he kept hearing the sound of something or someone running around nearby. It sounded like a person. Of course, he tried to stay rational, brushing it off as maybe an animal. But whatever the cause, it's hard to shake the feeling that something else was in that asylum with him. While trekking through the woods, a group of adventurers stumbled upon an abandoned GoPro, its owner nowhere in sight. Intrigued, they played back the footage only to be shaken by what they uncovered. The final moments showed a group of unknown explorers, their expressions shifting from excitement to pure terror. In the background, a shadowy, unnerving figure loomed, watching them. Then, without warning, the footage cut to black. Despite efforts to identify the people in the video, their identities remain a mystery. Were they just lost tourists? Or does this eerie recording capture the final moments of a group that was never meant to be found? Reddit user Danny T shared a bone-chilling story from a guy's weekend deep in the woods, far from civilization. While relaxing at a remote log cabin miles from the nearest neighbor, the group snapped a casual photo, only to later notice something terrifying in the background. A floating head staring through the door. Some dismissed it as a trick of the light or maybe a cutout taped to the window, but Danny T was adamant it wasn't a prank. No one in the group recognized the eerie face, and with no one else around for miles, the question still haunts them. If it wasn't one of them, then who or what was watching from the darkness that night? TikTok user. The most Mandy was left completely rattled after checking the security footage from her remote forest cabin. In the clip, a mysterious woman dressed in white appeared outside, speaking in a haunting voice. "Let me in." With no neighbors for miles and nothing but dense woods surrounding her, Mandy was horrified. Who was this woman? Why was she out there, alone, in the dead of night? And how did she find the cabin? Chillingly, after that night, the woman was never seen again. While exploring an abandoned Freemason lodge, everything felt quiet, almost too quiet. But it wasn't until they reviewed the footage later that things got unsettling.
This is a really creepy building. Almost sounds like something hit the glass.
That's what it looks like.
That's what it sounded like.
The building already gave off creepy vibes, but then came a chilling sound, like something slamming against the glass. And right at the beginning of the recording, you can hear a faint voice. What's disturbing is that no one remembers saying anything at that moment. Some people think the voice whispers "run," while others swear it says Ryan. Now here's the kicker. The guy in the video, his name is Ryan. So, was something warning him? Or were they already in danger without even knowing it? While staying in their cozy cabin, they got a sudden Ring camera alert from the basement. Curious, they checked the footage and froze.
Hi, you are currently being recorded.
A strange, ghostly mist was drifting down from above, twisting eerily left, then right. What made it even creepier? The basement had no windows, meaning no wind, no drafts, nothing that could explain the movement. And to top it all off, a voice came through the speaker. "Hi, you are currently being recorded." Yeah, that wasn't them talking. This man was out of town when he got a Ring camera alert from his remote cabin, and what he saw was chilling. The footage captured a mysterious figure aimlessly roaming through his backyard. But it wasn't just the presence of the disturbing person, it was the way they moved. Slow, erratic, almost like they were lost or hunting. The homeowner noted that the area has a history of drug activity, which might explain the behavior, but that only makes it more unsettling. Imagine someone like that lurking around your property when you're not there to stop them. While checking his cabin's attic for damage after a recent hurricane, he snapped a quick photo. Just a routine inspection. At the time, everything looked fine. No leaks, no holes. But months later, while casually scrolling through those old photos with his girlfriend, they noticed something chilling. A dark, shadowy figure with glowing eyes staring back at them from the attic. He swore he'd never heard any strange noises up there. No rustling, no scratching. Nothing that would suggest raccoons or other animals. So what was it? A trick of the light? A small, unseen creature? Or something far more unsettling? A warning to get out while he still could. Two 10-year-old boys were playing near a barn late one night, hoping to spot mysterious orbs in the dark. But instead of glowing lights, they captured something far more chilling. A shadowy figure lurking just beyond the edge of their flashlight's beam. Startled, they showed the photo to one boy's father, who returned to the same spot, phone in hand. He snapped a picture, but this time, nothing. No figure, no strange shadows, just an ordinary barn. So if it wasn't a trick of the light, what did they capture that night? While touring a seemingly peaceful cabin, Reddit user Lusashi and their spouse thought they were just about done exploring until they noticed something odd in the yard. Hidden beneath some tree branches and a weathered tarp was what looked like a secret entrance. Curiosity got the best of them, so they pulled the cover back and took a peek inside. and what they found was chilling.
So just taking a little bit of a look around here. I can't tell like if this is a good angle for my camera, but yeah, not bad. Yeah, I can actually be on my hands and knees here. Oh shit. Oh, it's huge.
It's huge?
Should I go down?
Yeah.
Let's make it worth my while. Yep, I'm little enough I can. God. I'm either very brave or very stupid. There's like a dugout kind of area. It doesn't lead to anything, it's just a little bit of a hole. Bro. Yeah, there's an outlet here. Yeah.
Beneath the surface was a narrow crawl space, about 20 feet long, leading to a small, concrete-walled room. A dim, flickering light barely illuminated the eerie interior. Inside, they saw a lone trash can and a suspicious bottle of bleach lying on the ground. When they asked the property's seller about it, he claimed he had no idea the bunker-like space even existed. That only made it creepier. Was it an old fallout shelter, a hidden storage room, or something far more sinister? One look at that room, and it was hard not to wonder. Had someone once been held there against their will? While going through footage from the trail camera near his remote cabin, a man stumbled upon something deeply unsettling. One frame showed the forest in crisp detail, except for a strange, blurry figure lurking in the bottom right corner. At first glance, it looked like just another hiker, but trail cameras capture images in quick bursts, and this figure only showed up in a single frame. The next photo in the sequence made things even weirder. The man was gone, replaced by a faint, glowing silhouette. None of the other shots captured anything unusual, just those two chilling images, standing out like a glitch in reality. While camping with friends in the woods behind a buddy's house, one man had the scare of his life. As he wandered into the forest to gather firewood, the deeper he went, the more he felt like something or someone was watching him. That's when he saw it, a face peeking out from behind a tree. Paralyzed with fear, he bolted back to the group and breathlessly told them what he saw. Armed with flashlights and nerves of steel, they marched back into the darkness, only to find a weathered styrofoam head on a stick, covered in moss. At first they laughed it off, but the mood shifted quickly when the homeowner, now pale, admitted he had no idea how it got there. Worse, he revealed a chilling detail. Months earlier, he and his mother had been stalked by someone lurking in those same woods, and now he was convinced the stalker was back. Security footage from a remote cabin reveals a would-be burglar creeping up to a parked car, flashlight in hand. He carefully scanned the windows, searching for anything worth stealing, then tugged on the door handles, hoping for an easy score. But just as he seemed ready to make his move, something startled him. He froze, then suddenly took off into the darkness. The next day, the homeowner reviewed the footage and was shocked by what he saw. He immediately reported the attempted break-in to the police, hoping the eerie escape would lead to the suspect's capture. This TikTok user was staying alone at an Airbnb deep in the Appalachian mountains when her quiet trip took a chilling turn. While heading to the bathroom, she caught something on camera that still haunts her. voice echoed through the space, but according to her, no one else was there. She swears it wasn't her sister. Viewers have been left rattled, with some suggesting it could be something far more sinister, a mimic. So, what exactly did this woman capture that night? It was just after 1 a.m. when the silence of the forest was shattered by a blood-curdling scream. A man appeared on their porch, frantic and wild-eyed, shouting that someone was burning him, chasing him, and that he was bleeding. Living deep in the woods, the sudden knocking in the dead of night sent chills down the family's spine. At first, it seemed like a desperate man in need of help, but things quickly spiraled into something far more disturbing. He suddenly tried to force his way into the house, triggering full panic. The father, armed for protection, opened the door cautiously. The man fell to his knees, begging them not to kill him. After a tense standoff, the father managed to calm the man down enough to get him into the car, offering to drive him home. That's when everything clicked. They had always suspected someone was secretly living in the long-abandoned house next door. As it turns out, this was that someone. What began as a possible cry for help ended in a chilling realization. The family was left rattled, haunted by the encounter, and wondering what else might be hiding in the shadows just beyond their doorstep. As a woman tidied her cozy cabin bedroom, a chilling cry pierced the silence. Someone was screaming for help. Heart pounding, she rushed to the window, and what she saw made her stomach turn. Weird things had happened in those woods before. Stories of traps, strange sounds, and people vanishing. Her instincts screamed caution, but there, stumbling through the trees, was an elderly woman, clearly in distress. Trap or not, she couldn't turn her back. Turns out, the woman was likely suffering from dementia and had gotten lost in the forest, terrified and alone. Thankfully, the cabin owner trusted her instincts and chose compassion over fear, helping guide the woman safely back home. This man showed up at his cabin for a quiet weekend getaway, only to be greeted by a door that had been violently hacked open. A jagged hole stared back at him, instantly triggering a wave of dread. Was it just a random break-in? Or was someone specifically looking for him? No follow-up details were ever shared. So now the real question is, would you still spend the night? While exploring the Midwest, a man captured a series of eerie photos, each showing a mysterious figure lurking in the background. What's even stranger, he claimed the figure moved with unnatural speed, far faster than any human, yet somehow kept appearing in the same spot, only to vanish when he got too close. In a recent update, things took an even creepier turn. The strange entity reportedly reappeared just moments later, but once again, it vanished before he could catch it on video. Could it have just been an animal making those unsettling noises in the distance? If so, that still doesn't explain what or who he caught on camera. A woman named Joey was walking home alone around 3 a.m. after a night of clubbing. She was drunk, exhausted, and just trying to make it back safely. That's when she heard it.
I don't know if you can hear that, but there's like a banging. Oh no. Oh shit.
Footsteps. They were coming from behind a nearby fence. At first, Joey thought someone was following her, but suddenly, the sound was right next to her. Panic set in, and Joey sprinted the rest of the way home without looking back. So what was it? A spirit? A stalker? Or something not human? This person had a close friend who passed away just last week. But here's where things get unsettling. Earlier this morning, inside the very house their friend lived in, a house that's now empty and being gutted for renovations, a recording captured something deeply disturbing. With the sound turned up, you'll hear it clearly. A loud thud, followed by footsteps echoing through the silence. But here's the terrifying part. No one is living there. No workers were scheduled. No one was supposed to be inside. So the question is, who or what was making that sound? Was it just the house settling, or something this person's late friend left behind? Let us know what you think, because this person is still trying to make sense of it. While hiking, this person saw something bizarre tucked inside a tree stump, 4 miles deep along a stretch of the Appalachian Trail. At first glance, it looked unsettling, like a tiny shrine hidden in the woods. But then a commenter chimed in, explaining it wasn't creepy at all. It's a miniature nativity scene, something quite common in Italy during the Christmas season. They're called presepi, and the words "Happy Christmas" written on the side hint that this person may have stumbled upon a forgotten holiday decoration. But here's the real question. Who placed it there? And why in such a remote spot? Was it just an innocent festive gesture? Or is there something more mysterious going on in those woods? While hiking, this person stumbled upon something straight out of a nightmare. A perfectly intact staircase, standing alone in the middle of the woods. No walls, no ruins, just steps leading to absolutely nothing. No signs of a house, no trail markers, just silence and trees. It's as if the forest is hiding something. Who or what left this there? Some say it's a remnant of a long-lost building. Others swear it's something much darker. And the creepiest part? This person says they felt like they were being watched the moment they saw it. Coincidence or warning? While hiking with his dog Penny, this person heard something that made his blood run cold. Bone-chilling, unnatural sounds echoing through the trees. At first, he thought it might be an animal, but the noises didn't match anything he'd ever heard before. They were guttural, almost human, yet not quite. Suddenly, Penny froze, staring into the woods, tail down. That's when this person knew it was time to leave. But the question still lingers. Who or what left those sounds behind? Was it just wildlife, or something far more sinister, watching from the shadows? While driving in the woods, this woman had a terrifying encounter that they'll never forget.
Did you hear that? What the fuck? Oh my god, no, fuck that.
Out of nowhere, a blood-curdling scream echoed through the trees, so loud, so unnatural, it froze them in place. At first they thought maybe it was just an animal, but the longer they listened, the more it sounded like something else, something wrong. The woman was completely alone, with no cell signal, no one around for miles, just the dark woods, and that scream. So, who or what was making that sound? Could it have been a wild animal? Or was it something far more sinister lurking in the shadows? While hiking in the Appalachian Mountains, a man heard a disturbing sound that didn't match any known animal. Some believe it may have been a Wendigo, a mythical creature from Native American folklore known to mimic human cries to trap its prey. The mystery remains. What was out there in those woods? While hunting for mushrooms in the woods, this person heard something that made their blood run cold.
And this one looks like it has a bite out of it. And this one. And there's one over here. Looks like it's holding some water. Huh? I think it's time to go.
At first, it sounded like a human, someone in agony, crying out in pain. But the deeper this person listened, the more they realized it wasn't quite human. The tone was off, twisted, almost like it was mimicking a cry for help. Was someone out there in trouble? Or was this person being lured by something far more sinister, something that knew how to sound just human enough? Who or what was making that sound? While hiking through the dense Appalachian woods, when this hiker suddenly froze, his camera picked up something bone-chilling. At first, it sounded like a group of children screaming, but the more you listen, the more it twists your gut. The cries weren't normal. They echoed through the trees like something or someone was in pure agony. But there were no people around, no campsites, no trails nearby. So what exactly did this person capture out there in the forest? Was it a group in distress, or something far more sinister that knows how to mimic human suffering? A Redditor by the name of Burton Boy uploaded a spine-tingling clip to the Chills Narrator subreddit. He claimed to have captured an eerie sound deep in the woods, something that didn't match any known animal. The mysterious video quickly ignited a firestorm of speculation in the comments. Some swore it sounded like a werewolf, while others were left completely baffled. To this day, no one has been able to explain what Burton Boy recorded. This Reddit user claims that for the past 2 weeks, something chilling has been happening between 1 and 3 a.m. Almost like clockwork, this person hears a strange, blood-curdling scream echoing from deep within the woods surrounding their home. They've lived on the East Coast, in the heart of the forest, their entire life. Yet nothing they've ever heard compares to this eerie sound. It's not an animal they recognize, not a coyote, not a fox, not even close. So what was it? Some wild creature? A person in distress? Or was it something far more sinister? This Reddit user says they were staying in a tiny mountain village called Hatoji, tucked away in the remote hills of Okayama, Japan. Barely anyone lives there anymore, just a few scattered homes and endless eerie silence. But on their very first night, that silence was shattered. Just after sunset, a sound came from deep within the woods, not once, but in a pattern, a low, guttural roar followed by piercing screeches, echoing through the darkness. It would go silent, then start again, over and over, all night. At first, this Reddit user guessed it might be wild boars. Hatoji is known for them. But could boars make that much noise? And why would they scream into the night like that? Were they fighting, mating, warning, something, or someone? They were alone, in a ghost village, surrounded by forest. Every night, the sounds returned. Was it just animals, or was it something far more sinister? Eventually, this Reddit user managed to speak to a local, and the answer was shocking. It wasn't a monster. It wasn't a yokai. It was the Japanese sika deer. Cute, right? But somehow, this adorable creature is capable of unleashing a noise that sounds straight out of a horror film. So, was it just a deer all along? Or could there be something else out there, screaming in the dark? This group of men was hiking deep in the woods when something made them stop dead in their tracks.
Are they gonna pick up that sound? Yeah.
A strange sound echoed through the trees. Not a bird, not a coyote, not anything they could recognize. It was haunting, almost human. That's when things got eerie. While hiking roughly 3 miles off the main trail in a dense wooded area near Austin, Texas, a Reddit user came across something deeply unsettling, a hidden grave site, or perhaps a memorial. There were fresh flowers, a photograph, and personal mementos, all deliberately arranged with care. The scene felt intimate, somber, and undeniably heavy. Was this the place where someone ended their life, or a secret sanctuary built to honor a loved one in a spot that once held meaning? One night, a man was driving down a pitch-black road when out of nowhere, chaos erupted. A gang of men wielding machetes burst onto the scene, charging straight at his car. Heart racing, he slammed the gear into reverse and tore backward into the darkness. The machete wielders gave chase, but after a terrifying few seconds, he managed to shake them off, barely escaping with his life. While hiking with his dog on the Wichita mountains, this person suddenly stopped in his tracks.
I don't know if y'all can hear it, but listen.
In the distance, a chilling sound echoed through the trees, something that didn't sound like any animal. His dog, Bruno, immediately perked up, ears twitching, clearly disturbed. This person laughed nervously, trying to shake it off, but the tension was real. Bruno was like, "You hear that, Bubba? What's that noise?" he said, panning the camera across the eerily still woods. But what exactly was that sound? It didn't resemble a coyote, a deer, or any typical forest creature. It sounded more like a girl screaming for help. Or was it something far more sinister? Was this person being lured in by something pretending to be human? Or did he just capture evidence of something unnatural lurking in the Wichita mountains? Let us know. Who or what do you think was making that sound? About 9 years ago, someone was driving up Helix in La Mesa, California, that's out in San Diego County, when they stopped to snap a few photos of that famous roundhouse, the one locals say might rotate. Just a casual outing, right? But here's where it gets creepy. Later that day, while reviewing the photos, boom, they noticed something strange hiding in the trees. It wasn't a shadow. It wasn't a trick of the light. It looked like a ghost. And not just any ghost. When they Googled Helix ghost, they stumbled upon the legend of the bride ghost of Helix. A chilling coincidence. Or something more. They weren't ghost hunting. They weren't expecting anything paranormal, just camping out, enjoying the view, and caught something they weren't prepared for. A few years back, one of my older relatives was out on one of her usual hikes. She's the kind of person who loves the quiet solitude of the mountains. The trail she takes winds through a remote area with no buildings, no people, just nature and history. There's even this ancient cave along the path, with roots going back to the Stone Age, the Ice Age, and Viking times. It's a stunning, eerie place. That day, she took a few photos, just like she always does, and later uploaded them to Facebook. Nothing unusual at first until people started commenting on one particular photo, asking who was walking with her. The thing is, she was completely alone. She zoomed in, and that's when she saw it. A distant figure, standing in the background. But here's the kicker. She hadn't seen or heard anyone out there, and she's not the type to fake something for attention. She doesn't even know how to edit photos, and frankly, she doesn't care for spooky stuff at all. If you take a look at the second photo, it's even clearer. She was just out hiking and snapping pics of the old Viking-era cave, and accidentally captured something or someone she can't explain. A backpacker was deep in the remote forests of Pennsylvania, camping solo, and documenting the trip with a few casual photos. Nothing seemed off at first, just trees, trails, and the peaceful stillness of the woods. But later that night, while reviewing the photos by the fire, he noticed something deeply unsettling. In the background of one image, there was a figure, still, pale, and if you look closely, completely naked. No clothes, no gear, no sign of civilization. Just standing there, half hidden among the trees. He hadn't seen or heard anyone all day. So, who or what was watching him from the shadows? A solo hiker, miles away from civilization, deep in the woods. The silence of nature surrounds him when suddenly, a strange voice interrupts. Some believe it's an EVP, others think it's just a mumble. But what exactly is being said? One viewer swears they hear, "Ooh, son, what is this?" while another thinks it ends with the cryptic, "What is this?" Is it a mysterious voice from beyond or just the wind playing tricks? A well-known commenter praised the lack of leading in the post, applauding the fact that the question isn't swayed by assumptions, unlike some who claim to hear things like, "Ooh, Satan, how is the fizz?" But what do you hear? This chilling clip raises questions that remain unanswered. Who or what could be speaking in the background of this eerie video? Could it be someone or something that was never supposed to be found? And why, in a place so remote, would there be such a strange, unexplained sound? 2 weeks after moving into their new rental home in Kokshetau, Kazakhstan, this couple decided to take a quiet evening walk. The air was cool, the stars just beginning to show, but their destination? Not so peaceful. Right next to their new neighborhood lies the Cossack Cemetery, an eerie, abandoned graveyard that hasn't been used since 1969. At the entrance stand, crumbling monuments honoring soldiers who died in Woodland, and deeper inside, a mass grave of Cossacks executed in 1914. They followed a hiking trail that runs alongside the cemetery. From the path, the old graveyard looked unsettling, overgrown, silent, almost like it was watching them. Curious, they took a few photos. But when they looked back at one of the pictures, they saw something. Something they hadn't noticed before. It wasn't part of the landscape. It wasn't a person. It wasn't supposed to be there. And now they're asking the same question we are. Who or what is that? While tearing through the woods on his dirt bike, this man suddenly heard something that made his blood run cold. The sound of a baby crying, completely alone in the middle of nowhere. In many cultures, this chilling sound is believed to be a lure used by jinn or other supernatural entities. Others fear it could be a sinister trap, possibly tied to human trafficking. The haunting cries sparked a terrifying dilemma. Do you stop and investigate, risking your safety, or keep riding and live with the guilt of what you might have left behind? What would you have done? This guy was just chilling in a hammock, having a peaceful moment, until one of his friends decided to spice things up.
Give me a push. Yeah, give me a good push.
This ain't scary at all.
Get this side and let them see.
This ain't scary at all.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Corey!
Come on, baby.
Did I just fall? No, I didn't. I did.
The blunt's fucking gone. Fuck.
I have enough for another blunt, bro.
But just as he was getting cocky snap, out of nowhere the hammock gave out and Corey went flying straight down the hill. Luckily, he walked away without a scratch, but it definitely could have ended way worse. While hiking deep in the remote woods of Finland, this man stopped to snap a photo of the breathtaking landscape. But when he looked at the picture later, he was stunned. In the background, something or someone was there. He insists the area was empty when he took the shot. So what did he capture? Was someone silently watching him? Or did he unknowingly photograph something paranormal? A couple was driving through a remote stretch of Oregon when they stumbled upon something bizarre.
Look at this. There's... What the hell? Just randomly in the middle of the forest, in the middle of nowhere, this... I don't even know. Anyway.
Okay, my husband is on it. It's crazy. Like, where did this come from?
Smack in the middle of a forest road, with no warning and no reason, stood a giant tree. Not just lying across the path, this thing was jammed upright into the ground like some kind of monument. There's no sign of how it got here, she said. No broken branches, no tire tracks, not even disturbed dirt on the hillside. It's just here, and it shouldn't be. She panned the camera to show her forerunner and the eerily quiet woods. Her husband had already climbed the massive trunk. It's solid. Whatever put it here meant for it to stay. Theories? Plenty. But one stood out. Given Oregon's long-standing connection to mysterious sightings and folklore, there was only one creature that came to mind: Bigfoot. And judging by the reaction online, they're not the only ones who think so. This has Bigfoot energy written all over it. While hiking deep in the eerie wilderness of New York's Catskill Mountains, two adventurers made a chilling discovery: a hidden cave concealing a grotesque statue. It appeared hand-carved with 6 rusted nails driven into its eyes and a grimy cord strangling its neck. The hikers described feeling an overwhelming sense of dread, yet, against their better judgment, they brought the statue home. They would soon regret it. Within days, their home was consumed by bizarre phenomena. Unexplained noises echoed through the halls, putrid smells hung in the air, and fleeting shadowy figures danced in the corners of their vision. The statue seemed to move on its own, and muddy footprints began appearing without cause. One night, they claimed to have seen a twisted, humanoid figure crouched silently in the darkness. This sinister artifact came to be known as the Crone. Eventually, it was transferred to a paranormal museum for safekeeping, but the chaos only followed. Staff reported sudden illnesses, violent seizures, and relentless disturbances. The Crone was so disruptive it had to be pulled from public view. Now there are plans to return it to the cave, its dark, rightful resting place. While out hiking through a quiet forest trail, a man stumbled upon something that sent chills down his spine, possibly an animal, arranged in unsettling patterns on the forest floor. It looked disturbingly intentional, almost like part of some ancient ritual. Spooked, He snapped a photo and got out of there fast. Later, he posted the image online, hoping someone could explain what he saw. Theories poured in. Some claimed it was a protective spirit totem. Others believed it was a warning to keep evil away. Whatever it was, one thing became clear to him: that forest held secrets he wasn't ready to uncover. He never went back. While hiking through a remote, overgrown cemetery deep in the woods, a group of friends stumbled upon something chilling. Later, one of them shared their experience on Reddit, claiming they felt an eerie presence, as if something unseen was watching them. Then, out of the corner of their eye, they noticed it.
I can't tell.
Yeah.
Yep.
Zaza. I don't know what I saw. I thought it was a person.
A shadowy figure lurks in the bushes. Frozen with fear, they bolted. Who or what was out there alone in the dark? And more importantly, did they accidentally awaken something that was never meant to be disturbed? During Cuba's 2018 brush with Storm Alberto, torrential rains caused the Zaza River to swell and flood its banks. A group of curious hikers gathered on a nearby bridge, eager to witness the storm's raw power up close. But in an instant, disaster struck. The bridge gave way beneath them, collapsing into the raging waters below with a roar of crashing debris. One man was nearly swept away but managed to leap to safety at the last second, narrowly avoiding the plunge. Miraculously, everyone made it out unharmed, but it was a terrifying reminder of just how unpredictable nature can be. While walking peacefully through the forest near Cardiff, South Wales, Nick Foster was filming his dog, Pop, as she wandered through the underbrush. But what began as a quiet nature stroll quickly took a chilling turn. As Pop explored ahead, Nick caught something strange on camera.
Squirrels. Here. Come here. Come on. This way.
A pale figure moving silently between the trees. It was partially concealed by thick vegetation, but its unnatural motion and ghostly appearance made it stand out instantly. Later, when Nick reviewed the footage, the hairs on his neck stood up. The figure looked eerily like a ghostly soldier, helmeted and wearing a heavy coat, wandering as if lost in time. He couldn't shake the feeling that they hadn't been alone, and he wasn't the only one unsettled. Viewers who watched the video swore the figure resembled a World War-era soldier. Some even speculated that the woods might have once been the site of forgotten military activity. Given Cardiff's rich and often haunted history, with eerie landmarks like Castell Coch and Llandaff Cathedral frequently tied to ghost sightings, the idea didn't seem so far-fetched. Was it just a trick of the light? Or had Nick and Pop crossed paths with a spirit from another time? One night, a curious Reddit user wandered into an old graveyard in Cardiff and snapped a few eerie photos. But one picture stood out, capturing what looked like a ghostly figure standing near a large stone cross. At first, the user dismissed it as just a gravestone or a shadow. But after returning several times and trying to recreate the photo, nothing came close. Whether it's a trick of the light or something more supernatural, the chilling image has only deepened Cardiff's haunted reputation, leaving many to ask, was it the ghost of a long-lost monk? 18 years ago, John snapped a photo during a trip to a dense woodland. But when he looked back at the image, something chilling stood out. A ghostly figure barely visible among the trees. It looked like a man in a jacket, silently watching John from the shadows. Was it just a trick of the light and our mind's classic pareidolia? Or did John accidentally capture a real ghost on camera? What are the odds? A Reddit user recently shared a chilling encounter by Lake Colby in Cadiz, Florida. While fumbling with their phone camera to figure out the flash, they snapped a quick photo of two women standing in front of them, their tour guide, and a young woman in a baseball cap. But when they looked at the photo, something eerie stood out. Behind the young woman's shoulder was a faint but unmistakable face, one that didn't belong to anyone in their group. Disturbed, the user showed the picture to the young woman and her mother. The moment they saw it, both gasped. They claimed the face looked exactly like a close family friend who had died when the girl was just a child. Later, the family sent the Redditor an old photo of the deceased friend. The resemblance? Uncanny. A Reddit user recently shared a chilling photo snapped by their uncle's game camera near Crystal Mountain, Washington. At first glance, it's just a peaceful shot of a snow-covered forest, quiet, secluded, almost serene. But look closer, especially in the lower right corner, and things take a dark turn. There, partially hidden among the trees, is a strange figure, bald, with an unnerving grin that looks not quite human. Baffled and a bit creeped out, the user and their uncle uploaded the photo online, hoping someone might have an explanation. The reflection in the glass, just their uncle's buddy's finger, nothing supernatural there. But the figure in the forest? No one can agree on what it is. A ghost? Someone in a mask? Or could it be something else entirely? Something unknown, watching from the woods. A group of friends were enjoying a day trip to a quiet river in Pennsylvania. Everything felt normal, just laughs, sunshine, and a quick Snapchat selfie to capture the moment. But when they looked back at the photo later, their smiles vanished. In the background stood a ghostly figure that looked like a small, zombie-like girl. The group swore no one else had been near them. Digging into the town's past, they uncovered a chilling truth. Years ago, a young girl had drowned in that very river. After the trip, strange things started happening. Streetlights would flicker whenever they walked under them, first in Pennsylvania, then back home in Ohio. One friend even woke up with a mysterious gash on their neck, which vanished just as suddenly a few weeks later, right when the flickering lights finally stopped. Whether the story is fact or fiction, one thing's certain: the photo is terrifying. If you liked that video, make sure to check out the Dare to Watch YouTube channel, where we have tons of videos just like this. And if you want to see our latest scary hiking encounters, make sure to click subscribe so you'll get notifications.